Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Alien's Fireteam Elite on the Steam Deck thanks to Focus Entertainment for providing a code of the game. So this is a game I missed from 7 months ago and well, it's time to test it. Native resolution, medium shadows, ambient occlusion on, screen space reflections off, and DX12. DX12 in this is important, it gave me better performance, and with the shader compilation that we have from Valve, it works just fine. So I recommend DX12 over DX11 in this case. And I don't know why screen space reflections, even if it's off, there's still some screen space reflections. So yeah, pretty lacking options menu, but this is what we have. Resolution scale at 100%. We do not have any form of FSR, unfortunately. So we'll have to do with this. In some levels, you gotta go to 90%. Such as, let me show you very quickly which one it is.
Hey, best advice I got, you and me both. Let's do this.
Giants of the Earth, the first mission. That one drops some frames into the 28 FPS range in the first 2-3 minutes. After that, it's fine. So I'll continue with what I was doing before. This one apparently has more xenomorphs, so it should be a good test for the CPU as well. But keep in mind that that level, the Giants of the Earth, I think is what's called, should be a few frames behind. Worst case scenario, I don't know why, because visually it's not that striking, but so this is the 30 frames configuration. We're doing a 40 Hz configuration after this. So yeah, let's continue. Oh, stay frosty, and they grabbed me right away. Okay, got him. The biggest FPS hit I would say is effects. When you open doors, there's effects close to the camera, and it drops frames. Otherwise, mostly into the 30s. And I'm sorry, I'm not good with a controller in this game. I've been playing it on PC. On a PC with mouse and keyboard. And man, it's so difficult with a controller in comparison. I have some assistance from the gyro controls, but sometimes that isn't enough. Thanks, shotgun. But in general, it's on the 30 FPS range. My advice here is to lock it to 30, so you have the most consistent FPS possible. I think I can do that from the pause menu, actually. One moment. I think I got him. Yeah. Go into graphics, frame rate lock. We lock it to 30. There we go. I'm using the in-game FPS lock because the one on the Steam Deck's menu has lots of latency. So that's my advice. If the game has an option for that, please use it. Latency is way better. It actually feels like 30 frames despite the frame time not being ideal. So yeah, that's my advice. Play like this, 30 FPS cap. If you run into drops below 30 and you cannot take it, lower the resolution scale to 90%. The options menu. Personally, for me, it's been completely fine. I mean, I've been playing the first two campaigns, which is like 6 levels, completely fine. And it's pretty enjoyable. It's like a Left 4 Dead with aliens. And there's also, if you guys want to use it, motion blur. Personally, I'm not a huge fan, even if I'm playing at 30. But being in a Real Engine 4 game, the options range is very lackluster. There's no FSR. That's an odd omission nowadays. I mean, this game will hugely benefit from it. Demo. Oh god. Okay, I think you guys saw enough of the 30 FPS configuration. Let's go for the 40 Hz configuration. So be right back. Okay guys, I'm back and now we're doing a 40 Hz configuration. So native resolution, 80% resolution scale, so 20% less pixels, image sharpening on, everything turned down, textures on medium, and that's basically it. There's not much more to do about it. Just go in here, lock it to 40 Hz on the screen, and you should be good to go. Again, the Steam OS FPS cap is not good. I use a command from MANGOHUD on the launch arguments to lock it to 40. I'll leave it in the description if you guys are interested. Way less latency, completely playable, looks way smoother at 40 Hz, but you have a big hit on image quality. 80% resolution scale, which in the Steam Deck screen, it's passable, it's okay, but it's not the same as native resolution, which is obvious. And we lowered the settings, so no ambient occlusion, worse shadows, all that thing. And in close environments such as this one, the lack of ambient occlusion is pretty noticeable, but if you just care about performance and want a smoother experience, this is the way to do it. 40 Hz is completely doable. Again, in the second level, there's drops into the mid-30s, but it's only in that level in the first 2-3 minutes. After that is 40 again. In that case, you can lower the resolution scale further, but that level just seems to be more demanding. I don't know, kind of weird. So far it's the only one that I saw issues with, on the performance side I mean. So yeah, some people might say this is the best way to play it, but you can also, well, you get a hit to visuals. So if you care about that, especially the lack of ambient occlusion is pretty noticeable.
You're good.
So yeah, 40 Hz is possible, which is pretty good. Feels much smoother than 30.
With that structure, I have no idea.
You know, I think it's a good time to test the bandit level, just to show you guys what you can be up against. So let's abandon the mission, and let's jump into the other one. Because I think it's good to have a reference on what the worst case scenario for a 40 Hz configuration can be.
Let's do this.
So in this Giants in the Earth, first level, very first moment you start is like mid-30s. So yeah, I mean, the rest is fine. This is the big one that I had issues with so far. Not sure if it's due to the effects on screen plus the foliage. There's no foliage quality option. As you can see here, we're below 40. And yeah, there's some water coming down plus all that foliage. But again, this seems to be one of the few ones. Maybe the amount of light sources is one of the problems as well. So in this case, I think it's not bad to keep it like this. There will be some drops here and there. But overall, on the game itself, most of the time should be into the 40s with this configuration. Although personally, I mean, being a fast-paced game, I'll probably gravitate to the 40s despite the lower graphics. And if I want better graphics, I'll just cap it to 30, but in a game like this, when I have to engage with a lot of enemies very quickly, 40 seems to be a better fit. I'm so disappointed that this game doesn't have FSR. balanced FSR2 would have done wonders.
Lot of whaling shit down here.
But hey,
Some kind
what can
of
you do?
auxiliary base.
It is what it is.
Position.
Hopefully in a future patch, despite the game being 7 months old. But we need to request this to developers. If not, they are not going to add it, I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
Weird door.
And as you can see, going through the door with those effects on screen, drop performance. So again, the Steam Deck screen looks okay.
Radiological waste breach. Lockdown.
Expanding this into a big screen, it's an issue. And this is what I was talking about. Even by disabling screen space reflections, there's still screen space reflections being rendered. Weird. Maybe a bug? I don't know. I mean, that could improve performance for us if it works properly.
Blood. Not a good sign.
But
Continue your sweep. There could still be friendlies alive.
break off, monster. And this is another section of this map that is going to drop frames. So some xenomorphs are going to attack us from behind. So once I flip the camera around, it'll drop. This happened when I played it on other GPUs as well. It seems to be an issue with this area. Not sure what's wrong with it. Pretty odd. The very beginning of the level and this area are the most problematic ones so far.
Pardon. The blood spray patterns earlier suggest
But afterwards it stabilizes, so I think it's a minor thing if you're targeting 40. I don't think lowering the settings further is worth it. That area will still drop frames. So yeah, I think you guys saw enough. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks again to Focus Entertainment for providing a code. I'm having lots of fun with this game. I have multiple hours on it. If you have friends to play it with, it's 100 times better. So keep that in mind. Still, the bots are okay-ish.
What are they doing down here?
They revive you, so that's a big plus for me.
Didn't say there was a facility out here.
So
Just
yeah, you can play it on the
molestation
Steam Deck at 40 Hz with some drops in certain levels, such as this one, or at 30 Hz with, 30 FPS with higher settings and a higher resolution. So thank you for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys.